Hello viewers, welcome to today's edition of Home and Marriage Affairs the God Way. On our today's edition, we'll be looking at God as an integral part of marriage. How important is God to our marriages? I will start by saying that a good marriage is not a union between a man and a woman, rather a sacred covenant between two. Making God a very important part of marriage adds a powerful dimension to its foundation. When God is involved in marriage, He turns marriage into a cord of three strands, which cannot easily be broken. God alone has the key to a successful marriage. In the book of Deuteronomy, God gave certain conditions to the children of Israel when they were to enter the promised land. God made these conditions known to them through Moses, the man of God. Moses told the children of Israel that if they keep to God's conditions, they will be greatly blessed on every side. He presented a picture of great harmony and satisfaction as the life that God has planned for them as His people. But Israel failed God. Why did they fail God? Because they were not religious or did not go to church. They failed God because they did not keep to God's conditions. This is exactly what is happening in our marriages today. Many couples have refused to build their marriages on God's principles. Therefore, they have failed to enjoy marriage the way God has planned it. God is the only one that has the key to a successful marriage, since marriage is entirely His idea. Marriage has now become something we can set our own standards, initiate and terminate whenever we want. If we take a close look at the Genesis account of creation, we will discover that God was directly involved in marriage. God alone decided that man should not be alone. So He made a woman a suitable help for the man. Everything that is needed for the man and his wife to enjoy marriage to the fullest also was provided by God. This means that marriage cannot flourish without God. The strength we need to succeed in marriage can only be supplied by God. When marriage is between a man and a woman, it is only on the human plane. But when God is involved, He adds value to marriage. There is no better person to look up to in marriage except Jesus Christ. Because He said in His word, without Him, we can do nothing. And by strength alone shall no man prevail. We can only succeed through the strength that is supplied by God alone. If we keep God out of marriage, we will become total failures. In the book of Galatians chapter 5, if we look at verse 22 to 23, Paul talked about the fruits of the Holy Spirit, which is joy, love, peace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If couples can manifest these fruits in their homes and marriages, marriage will become very lovely. When God is in our marriages, He teaches us how to respond to circumstances and challenges with self-control. Some of us struggle to produce these fruits on our own, but we cannot produce these fruits on our own, because to bear good fruit is a God thing and not a man thing. We must remain in God if we must bear good fruits. And when we talk about remaining in God, we are not talking about a casual visit with God now and then. We are talking about a good, close relationship with Him, which can only be developed by abiding in Him moment by moment each day. And this will lead to a life-giving relationship with God. We must present ourselves before God daily and ask Him to form His perfect image in us. We must always turn our hearts and our minds towards God and His Word in order to function well in marriage as couples. The most important task for couples in every Christian home is to develop a spiritual intimacy or closeness with God. Many people have developed a very strong relationship with God personally, but have not really considered it important to invite their partners to experience this spiritual journey with them. When one partner is close to God and the other is not, it can have a damaging effect to their relationship. Most couples also are close in every other areas except in marriage. We must, as a matter of fact, develop this spiritual intimacy together, because marriage is a covenant between three and not through. A marriage where a husband and a wife rely on God's strength for success flourishes. This is where we'll end today's program. Join us again on our next edition. Also do well to subscribe to our YouTube channels and turn on your post notification so that whenever we post a new video, you will be notified. Please don't forget to share it with your friends and families. Bye. My name is Tina Khan, your host.